caught the bull, but it escaped. The bull was eventually wrangled and taken by truck to a Louisville animal sanctuary. The bull was one of 10 cattle that escaped from a truck on October 21st after cows were recovered that same day. 3 other cows were recovered that weekend by a part-time cowboy from Huntington, and they finally got the last one, who had been on the loose since the 20.
That's a long time.
Well, I mean, today's the 21st. They got loose on October the 21st, so it didn't make it quite a month. But what's the bull been doing all this time? Is roaming around Louisville?
Probably.
4th Street Live.
Maybe.
Went down to the Belvedere, checked things out.
Did he go to the movies?
Was waiting around for the North American International Livestock Exposition at the fairgrounds. Who knows what he might have been doing? But
Seems like he was enjoying himself regardless.
I guess maybe he went to Topgolf. That just opened
Maybe.
last week. Maybe he went there. All right, let's go back through the weekend sports wise. I think I'll start with the one I think that ended almost the earliest. Louisville defeated North Carolina State. Sorry to the Lushes.
Poor Roger.
North Carolina State lost to the Cardinals 25-10. They were without Cunningham again this past week, I think. So the Cardinals are they're playing well, and they will get ready to travel to Lexington on Saturday for a battle for the Governor's Cup. Then Saturday afternoon, there are no moral victories, but it did not end up being the blowout that some of us were afraid that it could potentially be, as the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs rolled into Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Score was 9-0 at half, and the Cats have been able to hold Georgia to 3 field goals. Kentucky's field goal troubles continued. Can they get a long snapper in the transfer portal? That seems to be one of the things they need the most. But the 16-6 was the final. And again, no moral victories, but maybe. Also seeing Vanderbilt beat Florida maybe made. Now Vandy's got their own streak going. After losing 26 conference games in a row, they've now won 2 in a row. Mm-hmm. So it makes it the previous weekend not look so bad. I also, after seeing some photography of the Kroger Field crowd on Saturday, I did not feel the least bit bad over selling our tickets to the game, because I clearly was not the only one. There are a lot of people that said, you can have them. And that's just the way that went. Mark Stoops got a raise, and his contract extended to 2031. Over the weekend, the 10th-year coach, who is earning $6.35 million this season, signed a new deal last week. And by the way, I think this deal was done actually the day before the Vanderbilt loss, but they just released the details later in the week.
Well, they had apparently a press release written and never sent it.
It's probably a good idea. That would have made it even. If you thought it was bad, it would have made it even worse. And so I did see a Matt Jones tweet yesterday that on a technicality, at least briefly for a short period of time, Stoops makes more than Cal does annually in compensation package from the university. But I think Cal gets a bump in the next year, presumably. I mean, that's at least scheduled to go. But after what has happened with Michigan State, and then what has happened after Gonzaga, Stoops gets a raise, and then you do the quick math on what we're spending on head coaches in basketball and football, and then you see some of the outcome. I don't think you can argue with Stoops' money if you want to hang on to him, but it does sort of draw like, well, wait a minute, we're spending $18 million between 2 head coaches a year, annually on that, because what did you make of the Gonzaga game?
Gonzaga's really good. They're a good
but
team.
Does that
They're
mean
playing.
Texas is even better?
You also have to read into where the games were played.
It's true.
It was at Texas in a hostile environment. Kentucky went into the hostile environment against Gonzaga. And, in the first half, Gonzaga shot like
lights out
70% from the field. What do you expect?
Yeah.
It's just and again, this is one of these that fans are losing their mind. In the long run, it's probably not going to mean anything, because Gonzaga's going to do what they do. They'll end up at the end of the year being at worst a top 10 team. So I don't read anything into it.
Did they get closer than 5 at the end?
About that much.
I think they got to 5 a couple times and then went back to 12.
Because it was 18, it was the final, but it was about a 10-point game for most of the second half.
I'm not sure Savia Wheeler can play.
See, I think that's
you think he
that's
can?
blasphemy.
You do?
No. No, listen,
Can he score?
He can drive.
He can.
And that's the biggest thing. I think that here's the thing with Xavier, I think is if you want to be proper. You do not want him being your number one offensive weapon. But if he's a guy that you need to get 6, 7, 8 points a game, that's fine. But he's best when he's distributing because he is a good passer.
Yeah.
He is a good passer, but you don't want him to be the guy saying, okay, we need a bucket. Where's Xavier Wheeler? And let's turn to him. Because that's not where it's going to go well. And sometimes this offense has gone to him, and it might almost be one of those things that he's willing to do it when it comes crunch time, because some people will fold when it comes.
They'll kind of wilt
when the
they'll go
moment
hide.
gets too big, and he doesn't.
If you left the Auburn WKU football game at halftime, you would think that ended up being a close game at the end. But next thing you know, you turned around and it was 41-17. I mean, it was a very close game. It was 17-10 at halftime, I think.
I think I
something
was
like that?
not able to follow it much. I was kind of getting updates as much as I could. But no, I mean, it's what you expect. It's a tough SEC opponent. I mean, even a 5-win SEC team is still a solid team.
Sure, absolutely. But so when I heard the score at halftime, I was like, well, look at Western making it respectable. And then I think they just probably got tired and worn out a little bit. But that 41-17 was the final there. They're at Boca Raton on Saturday is where the toppers are.
Willie T Bowl.
For the Willie T Bowl. And then Joe Burrow, the White Tigers were out yesterday and wearing their monochrome uniforms. You like that uniform combination, Sam? I thought you did. And you're pretty excited that they defeated the Steelers 37-30 yesterday.
And it wasn't that close.
It wasn't even that close. So Sam's happy today. Got his Bengals gear on. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Thankful Giving Day number 21 coming up here on In the Know.
If you're a woman over 40, have you had your annual mammogram? Whether you're a mother, wife, sister, mentor, or friend, you're important to so many in your life. At Owensboro Health, we want to help you live a healthy life with the ones you love. Having an annual screening mammogram is one way to take good care of yourself. Because you're worth it. Schedule your screening mammogram online at owensborohealth.org/mammogram.
Attention propane customers, has your existing provider been hard to reach? Have you had questions that haven't been answered or experienced long wait times or been asked to reply and send emails for customer support? Don't waste any more of your time. Southern States Co-op in Bowling Green will take your call. They will even swap out your existing tank to theirs at no charge. Southern States Bowling Green Co-op is ready to serve all your propane needs in Bowling Green and surrounding counties, because empty is never an option.
Mornings just got doubly delicious at McDonald's with 2 is always better than 1 deal. Right now, get your choice of a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit or other breakfast faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Get your choice of a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, sausage McMuffin, sausage biscuit, sausage McGriddles, or hash browns. Buy one, get one for $1. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 17th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Well, health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov/health coverage and get started. Now, more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the bench and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
Tesla is announcing a major recall. Details from Scott Carr.
Outspoken billionaire Elon Musk's electric car company said Saturday that more than 320,000 vehicles would be recalled over a taillight issue in some 2023 Model 3s and Model Ys produced in 2020 through 2023. The company says it's received no reports of related crashes. This on the heels of Tesla's recall of nearly 30,000 Model X cars over front passenger airbags not deploying correctly. Government data shows Tesla has made 19 U.S. recall campaigns just this year, covering more than 3.7 million vehicles.
And cryptocurrency exchange FTX says it owes over $3 billion to its 50 biggest creditors. Filing for U.S. bankruptcy court protection, the exchange says about half of that amount alone goes to its top 10. Earlier this month, FTX filed for bankruptcy, and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried stepped down. The crypto platform is also the subject of an investigation by the Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Check
say it's really been a while, but now I got back that smile. I'm so thankful. Scratch that, baby, I'm grateful.
Today is Pumpkin Pie Day. It is World Hello Day. Hello.
Hello.
That's what Sam says when I say good morning, Sam. He doesn't say good morning back. And I don't know if it's because he doesn't want me to have a good morning or what, but he just says hello. What you say, did you know that?
I don't know that I ever really processed
I was
it.
going to say, is it intentional or is that just your go-to? Good morning, Sam. Hello.
Hello.
So today is television day.
I will
today.
fix that then.
No.
next time.
You do you. I'm just saying. I
Sometimes
noticed that you're
Hello,
just
Ralph.
You're making me
Right?
No, that's what I say to him in the mornings.
Right.
when he comes
on
in the
this-
front door. Or
No.
like these,
On the show sometimes too, right?
No, every day on the show I'll
Yeah.
say morning Ralph.
Morning,
That's because
Ralph.
of
Okay.
Ralph.
Gotcha.
because of the you wanted
Sam
me
and
to say
Ralph.
that. Yeah.
Sam and Ralph, they were working
Oh, I
together.
get it. Yeah.
And it's the 50th anniversary of the World Hello celebration. It's World Television Day. Television Day. It was established in 1996. At some point today, if she feels well enough, Alea and I will have an argument whether it's television or TV. It happens
Every
once a
time.
week. What do you want to watch on television? It's not television. It's TV, she says. And then I say, what do you think TV is short for? I don't know, but it's not television. Okay. And it's National Stuffing Day today. The usual turkey stuffing consists of bread cubes or crumbs, onion, celery, salt, and pepper. I'm going to put some poultry seasoning in there too. Spices and herbs, summer, savory, sage. Oh, there's poultry seasoning. Some people add sausage, hamburger, tofu, oysters, egg, rice, apple, raisins, or other dried fruits. You're playing it. You're overplaying your hand.
Don't put oysters in yours
Oh.
sometimes. Or did you once?
He
Yes.
did one
Okay.
time.
One time. I did it once. And now I make the same dressing without the oysters. So, and
Not good.
it's not good with the oysters.
No.
It's, I mean, for adult palates, it might be okay. You go, oh, this is all right. As people who like oysters, it'd be fine. But it was not a big hit across the Thanksgiving table. It's like, it's got what in it? It's like, yeah, it's probably a bad idea. But is the dressing, Miss Buckles, is the dressing okay the way that I do prepare it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't care for it with the oysters. And
Yeah, and by the way, I didn't care for it either.
And we love oysters, but
Yeah, it just, I'd rather, have horseradish and that type of thing. Today is
Horseradish in your stuffing? Or horseradish
No,
with
aren't
your
with the
oysters
oysters.
on a half
Oh.
shell.
Yeah,
Okay.
with just a
was a
little,
little-
and
Yeah.
a little horseradish too. I just, by the way, if you kill it with cocktail sauce or Tabasco,
Yeah,
if you
it's-
just kill the flavor of it, that's no good.
That means you have poor quality oysters.
Yeah, that's right. If you're needing to cover that up. Salute to the American Farmer is coming up on Wednesday, so it's going to be my honor to join in again with Wilson and Muir Bank the day before Thanksgiving and celebrate the hard work of farmers everywhere.
How many years have you been doing this?
I was just trying to do the math really quickly. So, 2 years ago, we did it virtually. We did it here on the show. We had guests come on, and so we took care of it even during COVID. So I get credit for that one because we repurposed it. But I would have done my first one in November 1995. I've done every one since then.
Wow.
So I have quite the
27 years. Son.
quite the string going on.
Goodness.
So yeah, looking forward to it. And then today is day number 21 of Thankful Giving, but we need to knock out day 20 and 21. We did 18 and 19 on Friday. So we'll first start with day 20. That was yesterday. And day 20 was canned mixed vegetables.
Yes.
So you've got the canned mixed vegetables ready
do.
to go in there. What's in the mix?
It looks like peas, carrots, corn, green beans, potatoes.
Okay.
Oh, even your favorites in there too. You got some lima beans in there
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Little brains.
and potatoes. Did you say potatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, and even some calcium chloride in there too.
Canned mixed vegetables for yesterday. Then today is canned tomato juice.
Yes.
Ugh.
And this is so when you have talked about how heavy these boxes are going to be.
Oh yeah, that's
this
going to be a breaker
one
right there.
Is going to do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's what 64 ounces,
46.
46 ounces
46
on those cans.
ounces.
All right.
Yes. So this one is going to get you.
Yeah, that's a lot. Going to get even. So I think we just crossed over into dolly land. We're going to have a dolly to haul these around.
So while we're talking about this, if it's okay,
Sure.
Debbie just messaged me, the Colonel, and they are doing a special bread only drive-through this afternoon. That'll be from 2:30 to 3:30 again this afternoon at the food pantry. A special bread only drive-through.
Bread only drive-through
Yes.
this afternoon.
Yes.
2:30.
Yes.
Sam, don't try to go out 2:30 to 3:30. Just make sure you're in.
Yeah, I realized that. I've learned the times that you can't go out there.
Yeah, go ahead. Just also close the gate while you're.
Do we have one?
Yeah, sort of. So there you go. Today is the day that a couple of turkeys are going to get pardoned, and I know you'll be excited about that. I must have my prep out of order because
They're from like North Carolina or something, right?
yeah, they're coming from North Carolina.
Do you know how they decide what state it comes from?
You know, I don't. And the names are secretly held too. By the way, they won't announce until the White House ceremony what the names of the turkeys that are going to be pardoned are. Last year were peanut butter and jelly. Those were the turkeys that got pardoned.
Why does it feel like everything lately is PB&J?
Yeah,
Right.
it's everywhere we turn. There's PB
Yes.
and J.
Was it two of them, or was it just one turkey then that was peanut butter and jelly? Was his full name?
It was two. They pardoned. They pardoned two.
So peanut butter and jelly. Okay.
Yeah, air and a spare. One was peanut butter. One was jelly. After this year's pardoning, the recipients will be transported back to North Carolina State University.
Oh,
congratulations, Lushes! And
they go into the Lush House.
They're going to the Lush House, and they will live out their days on a farm. So
Well, gobble, gobble.
They're going to a farm upstate.
they were chosen. They were chosen to. Well, yeah, I guess NC State is upstate from some portions of Carolina. Circle S Ranch from outside Charlotte, so really downstate, and is that kind of like outstate? And then they will end up. So they're going from Charlotte to NC State to live out their days. I think Raleigh or Mount Pilot sounds nice. At least
both work.
It sounded nice on the Andy Griffith Show all those years. Raleigh. You went to Mount Pilot on a day trip. If you were really going somewhere, if you were going to Raleigh. Good news. Doritos' most famous chip flavors are now available as dips. Tortilla chips are usually best when combined with other flavors, dipped in salsa or queso or a pile of nachos. Doritos' killer app was building these kind of flavors into the chips themselves, nacho cheese, ranch, and a laundry list of others. But now Doritos is upping their game. They're taking the classic flavors of their chips and turning them into dips you can dip other things into, like baby carrots or like celery or...
So you're trying to be good, but then
you're throwing some
vegetables.
Dorito on there. That's
You could put your lima beans in there.
You could. So nacho cheese, Cool Ranch. I'm surprised they haven't done this earlier.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like you can go to the store and get a store brand Because I remember Misty used to always bring a ranch dip, and she would dip the Doritos in the ranch dip. So she was pretty much already ahead of the curve.
Well, and then there's the sour cream and onion dip that's already made, but it's not necessarily made by the chip brand, like Lay's or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the way, how did she do that? There was it just that the chip dust would get in there that would kind of make it good, or did she deliberately pour it in there?
No, you just dip the Cool Ranch. It was either, I think she did the Cool Ranch Doritos in the ranch dip.
I think it was the nacho cheese
Was
in
it
the ranch
the
dip.
nacho?
Yeah, I think.
I can't remember.
By the way, so I talked to her briefly on Friday because I met the Red Cross mobile on the highway, and instead of texting to say I saw you, I called. And so if I'd only known, I would have asked her about the Doritos.
These are the important questions.
The Doritos and the dip. Coming up on Thursday, you're probably, and maybe throughout the weekend, you're probably going to be gathering with some family members that maybe you only see once a year. And sometimes, well, conversation drifts into areas where you go, oh, good, there's a dust up about ready to happen. Like, you're going to get some, well, let's just say election days roll into, or Capitol riots or investigations and blah, 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 blah. And you say, well, and you can't just talk about the weather. Boy, it may rain today. So you got to have some things that you can discuss during Thanksgiving dinner that don't involve politics or religion.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough? So brush up on these facts. In 1621 was the first Thanksgiving.
I think we knew that.
The Mayflower Pilgrims, who founded the Plymouth colony in Massachusetts, shared a historic autumn harvest feast with the Native American Wampanoag tribe in 1621. That's referred to as the first Thanksgiving celebration. Now, the reason that I'm mentioning it, though, is because you want to soak in as many of these data points as you can. It's like the stuffing soaking in all the goodness that's around it. Because if you just remember 1621, the first Thanksgiving, conversation killer, right? You got to be able to volley back and forth on these if you don't want to find yourself drifting into, did you hear what they said about Trump? So 1621, Wampanoag, Massachusetts colony, Plymouth, right? Just memorize as many of those words as you can. 1870 is when Thanksgiving became a national holiday. All right, commit that one to memory. Congress passed legislation establishing it as so. So then, here's how you can trick people up. You can say, is it the third or the fourth Thursday? Say, it's the fourth. Oh, but wait a minute. In 1941, it was a bill that moved national Thanksgiving observances to the fourth from the third, and it went because they tried to make the Christmas season even longer. So that since 1941, it's been on the fourth again. 292.9 million Americans celebrate. That's a lot of Americans.
It's a lot of turkey.
46 million turkeys eaten. Wow. 46 million turkeys for 292.9 million Americans.
Probably makes about right.
Seems about right to me. 6 states raise most of the country's turkeys. This is where you can really get into some good, time-consuming conversation. You get in something like 6 different states, and then you can come up with factoids about each state. So they are Minnesota, North Carolina, Arkansas. I bet their turkeys don't smell as good. Indiana, Missouri, and Virginia.
Did you see where yours came from? I forgot that they were in there and opened up the fridge here and was a little blown away. Did you see where yours came from?
Blown away how?
I forgot that they were in there, and I'm not used to seeing.
Because they jumped out at you and you went, whoa.
Yeah. No, it was just more, when you become used to seeing certain things in the fridge and not it's a big turkey you got there on the front, the top shelf there.
To be to be frank, it's about 6 pounds lighter than sometimes I'll do.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I'll go looking for the 24-pounder just to go, I'm going to fry that bird.
Oh, so that's your frying bird?
Yeah, that's a frying bird. Yeah, that one's going to be buffalo ranched right up.
Well, you can go get yourself some Dorito, Dorito dip to put it in.
Yes, I can. About 69% of the nation's turkeys are raised in those 6 states. I don't know. Maybe it says on the packaging somewhere on there where they came from. A product of. I hope we didn't get Arkansas turkeys.
Okay, so if we did, it's my fault. I'm the one who procured all the turkeys.
I was thinking, okay.
Well, here I know what brand you got, so I'll just see if maybe all of them come from the same spot.
I think that brand probably gets turkeys from all 6 states.
Well,
80 million pounds of cranberries will be consumed. I also saw over the weekend on the CBS Sunday Morning, which, by the way, there was a local has local ties on CBS Sunday Morning yesterday about ice, about fancy ice.
How many pounds of cranberries do we have in the fridge? Couple?
Yeah, a couple pounds.
I just gave it a Google. Where are they raised? Barns was the top answer.
Barns.
Thanks.
I like that. Thank you, Google. I like it when Google gets there.
I love
when
it.
They get the upper hand.
Like, thanks.
50 million. Another thing I saw yesterday is that cranberries are going to have to be raised further to the north. Like as our climates are shifting, cranberries are going to have to be raised further north than they have historically been being raised. 50 million pumpkin pies eaten. I find it odd that today is pumpkin pie day. I would think pumpkin pie day would be.
Well, I guess no, today couldn't be Thanksgiving.
Thursday. No, it can't. I don't think. No, it can't.
No, because it's for Thursday, right?
That's right. $64.05 for dinner. That's the American Farm Bureau Federation's estimates that a classic Thanksgiving feast for 10 will cost. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Good luck.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's not bad at all. But you
I
can't
don't
feed
think-
10 people for $64.05.
No, there's no
Or
way.
at least I can't. Someone might be able to, but I can't.
I don't know what they're feeding them.
3,000 calories. That's lower than what we heard the other day. Some of us heard like 45 or something like that.
Listen, there's no telling how many I will consume.
25 million parade viewers on Thursday. And then if you're trying to settle, there is some disagreement over when the official turkey pardoning became like a thing. Other presidents had done it, but this says in 1989, the White House turkey pardon became official. H.W. Bush locked it in to being an annual thing, and it's been without interruption since then. And then this story we won't get into too much of the detail, but the picture is kind of funny. This says in Austin, Texas, a toilet mysteriously exploded at a Texas dental office. The Circle C Dental in South Austin last Tuesday, a 31-year-old Maggie who worked at the front office headed to work to open the door as she usually does, but found something was off. The toilet had exploded over the weekend, which kind of made me think, like, if you're going to talk about toilets exploding, the week of Thanksgiving is probably the most apropos week in order to.
It does take blowing up the toilet to a new level.
Literally. We got to get to a break and come back. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 4 403-246.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
November means a harvest of savings right now at your local John Deere store. Right Implement. 1 Series tractor starting at only $119 a month. 3 Series tractors start at $240 a month, and that includes a loader. And 5 Series tractors start at $373 a month. Ask about our November specials on mower decks, loaders, and other attachments. And check this out. Commercial grade Z920M zero turn with 60-inch mower deck, only $130 a month. Right Implement. Online at rightimp.com. Offer ends 12/30/22. Some restrictions apply. See us for details.
There's no place like home.
At Beehive Homes of Litchfield, we know how to take good care of people, and it shows in the details. With our showcase kitchen, home-cooked meals, engaging social activities, and outstanding wellness care, Beehive Homes offers the next best place to home. It's more than just a lovely place to live. It's a warm, caring, vibrant community.
There's no place like home.
Beehive Homes of Litchfield. See our home today.
Businesses don't run on automation or algorithms alone. What powers businesses are your people and the people they serve. At Cintas, your dedicated service reps understand what you need to help you keep your employees feeling safe, comfortable, and performing their best. So your business can too. For workwear, essential cleaning products, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather.
After a cold start, it's warming up steadily. Still a cool day, but at least we'll take it with a high temperature well into the 40s. Even in Louisville, a chance to touch the 50-degree mark. Still below normal, but it is a far improvement compared to what we've been seeing as of late. But again, plenty of sunshine on the table. Cool again tonight, down below freezing, and tomorrow back into the 50s. For the Wave Storm Tracking Team, I'm Brian Good.
Did you know? Scientists don't know what causes the shower curtain effect, where a shower curtain gets blown inward during a running shower.
That's why you get with the little magnets on there so it doesn't.
But isn't that weird that they can't figure that out? Like, we've seemingly have solved the riddle on a lot of things, but we cannot find out what causes that. That seemed like the one that would have been easier to solve before, say, sending a spacecraft unmanned to the dark side of the moon.
Is it there yet?
Yep, just got there this morning. Went around the dark side and just kind of checking things out.
Did you see Pink Floyd while it was there?
Yep, sure did. Waved at them as they went by. The American Music Awards were, well, wait a minute, before we do that, before we get to the American Music Awards, I was reading this morning, let's give you the box office of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, $67.3 million, turned away easily, the newcomers that we told you about on Friday. So Adele's weekend residency kicked off officially on Friday, and she told the crowd that she almost had to cancel the show Friday night. And she talked about how sick she was, but she knew because of what had happened before last year, where she canceled on short notice, There was no way she was going to be able to cancel that show, and she's going to have to at least get through this weekend and try and get well.
Did you? I didn't read anything. Did you read anything on how it was? Or?
Yeah, Saturday morning, I got a video from Yukon Cornelius of the show, of her being out in the crowd singing When We Were Young. And so I watched the video, and I just sent back, I didn't realize you were going. And then he said, I totally stole that off social media. Oh, yes, I'm pretty sure you think.
I was going to say, I didn't think he was going either,
but I just out of just kind of random, out of context, I just get this. I get no explanation, nothing. I just get a video of her in the crowd singing, and
was it good?
Yeah, it sounded good, and she was close enough. By the way, she was close enough to the person recording that you could hear her. You could hear her singing without the microphone, like she was close to him. It was like, well, that's cool. She did the old Elvis trick. Mm-hmm. Elvis used to do that thing. He'd go out and he'd sing "Can't Help Falling in Love with You." And he'd kiss every girl in the, it was like, it would take a half hour to get through the crowd. And so I don't think she kissed every boy in the crowd or every girl in the crowd,
especially
for that
since
matter.
She was sick.
But she went through, I hope not. But there were 6 people, there were 6 guys around her everywhere she went. Like she was in a bit of a bubble. But yeah, she almost canceled her opener. And I was like, you just got to rally. Like you can't do that. You can't do that twice. It's just not going to work. She added some New Year's Eve weekend shows to her Vegas residency. So I guess she's trying to kind of make up for some of it. I told you on Friday that Pink has historically, she looks for ways to do something creative in every American Music Award performance. Honey, remember when she did Glitter in the Air? Mm-hmm. And so we really loved that performance. In fact, Glitter in the Air was one of our wedding songs.
Yes.
And then there was the one year she rappelled off the side of the building and she just walked back and forth like she did the whole thing sideways. Last night, she opened the show on roller skates. So her latest song, she just came out and she roller skated, throughout the whole thing with her new single. A little older, staying closer to the ground. It's not doing a high wire act this year. And then she came back later and she did her Olivia Newton-John tribute, which I haven't seen yet. I will tell you though, for me, the performance of the night, and I just completely caught it by accident. I hadn't watched much of it at all. And I've been trying to do as much research as I can and find it. But a performer by the name of Yola came out. And I had never heard of Yola before. I think maybe she's a country artist. But she doesn't sound country at all. But she was doing this song, and Wayne Brady set it up really nicely. It talks about perseverance and overcoming. And so Yola comes out, and she's an African-American woman. She's well put together. She's kind of bigger, and she was wearing this purple outfit, and all of the people in her band were wearing purple. And she's just getting it with the tambourine. And, of course, I think immediately of Misty. I'm like, somebody's got your tambourine. But anyway, she's just wailing, and this song was just so amazing, and it people seem to just love it, and it was uplifting, and so I can't find it, and they're keeping it embargoed online, but I'm dying to hear this song again. I guess I have it recorded on the DVR, which I could go back and do. She's British. Mm-hmm. But, and so just the quick thing that I did on iTunes Music was looking to kind of learn, but she was phenomenal. And I didn't see a lot of it, but she did just a wonderful job. So I'll be looking forward to hearing that song again, but the crowd seemed to love it. I thought Taylor Swift was very gracious. She was a surprise. She was not expected to be there, but she cleaned up with quite a bit of hardware. And I didn't see every acceptance speech, but from what I can tell, she took the high road. Like, she was there to accept her awards, and she didn't talk anything about the drama throughout the week. And I think that was probably the right way to play it.
And it's not like the drama was her fault anyways.
That's exactly right. But she had a platform right there to say more, but she can say about whatever she wants to anytime on Twitter and IG and reach about everybody she needs to reach. But she won Artist of the Year. Dove Cameron got New Artist of the Year. Elton John and Dua Lipa got Collaboration of the Year. Coldplay got Favorite Touring Artist. Taylor Swift got favorite music video. Harry Styles was the winner of best male pop artist, and you'll not be surprised to learn that Taylor Swift won best female artist of the year as well. And then hearing this morning that Power Rangers, the White Power Ranger, I can't remember his name right off, Power Rangers Jason David Frank perished over the weekend. So I don't really know anything about the Power Rangers, but that news did come in. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, finish it up for the morning here on In the Know.
This holiday season, give yourself a special gift. Take a deep breath, relax, and laugh at yourself. When I think of seeing the funny side of life, I think of a guy named Bill who wanted to cook his family the greatest Thanksgiving meal ever. Instead of a traditional dinner prepared in the oven, Bill decided to cook the turkey outside on his new grill, a fancy built-in connected to the house's gas line. He spent weeks planning the menu, and when the big day arrived, he executed it flawlessly. His turkey tasted even better than what he hoped for. After Thanksgiving was over, the weeks went by. Christmas came and went. Then one chilly Saturday morning, a landscaper who was finishing up some work around the house asked what Bill had been grilling the night before. The question confused Bill. "Nothing," he responded. Now the landscaper was puzzled. He pointed to the grill and said, "You must have been cooking something. Your grill is hot." When Bill investigated, he discovered that he'd never turned the grill off after using it more than 6 weeks before. Bill now jokes that he cooked the most expensive Thanksgiving turkey in history, and that he was the biggest turkey of them all. You probably face plenty of things every day that require a serious business-like approach. But whenever possible, especially during the holidays, give yourself a break and laugh. For more to help you thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Hello?
Hey, stranger.
Oh, hi. Thank goodness it's you. I was afraid to answer the phone.
Why? What's up?
The credit card companies are after me. They want me to make payments and the calls never stop.
Ouch. Been there before, but I got help from Trinity Debt Management.
Trinity?
Yeah, I called and right away Trinity contacted my creditors and got my interest rates cut in half. They ended all the late fees and over-limit charges, and they stopped those annoying phone calls.
Bet that was a relief.
Yep. Then they put me on a plan that consolidated my bills into one easy monthly payment. That way, I paid off my debt fast while saving thousands.
Nice.
Trinity even showed me how to plan and meet a monthly budget. So now I'm debt-free for keeps.
Wow. Do you still have their number?
Sure. Here, write this down and call 1-800-990-6976.
Can you repeat that?
1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Well, health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov/health coverage and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the bench and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky. Well, health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov/health coverage and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the bench and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
MB's point to ponder for today. If you stop procrastinating, are you then procrastinating?
Absolutely.
Is that how it works? Mm-hmm. All right. So, interesting. I had pondered that. My ponderance on, it wasn't really so much of a ponderance, but a statement of fact that I was putting all my chips in on Alex Majors on the Meet the Cougars night the other night from the alumni.
And did you hear who? Christy picked a winner.
She did.
Mason Galloway.
Mason Galloway was the
Yay.
winner. Oh, congratulations!
And Mason Galloway. I mean, Steph Curry needs to call up Mason and get some shooting tips. I think he hit like 22 of 30.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, he was on fire. Sutton Van Meter was the Lady Cougar champion.
So, how about the cheerleaders deal?
They flu bug.
Flu bug. So they
Flu
weren't
bug
able
hit
to
them,
perform.
so they didn't perform. But
well, okay. Then there's no context whatsoever in my next statement that I'm about to make. Mr. McGee was there.
He was.
Was it a surprise to everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was. No, I don't think anybody was expecting to see him, and it was about halfway through the event that he. I think just the end of the 3-point contest, right before the scrimmages, I looked down and I think I heard somebody say, "There's Mr. McGee."
Oh.
Yeah,
and
you sent me the picture that ended up everyone else got to see, but I think I'm pretty sure I got to see it first.
You did
with a sweet note from him, and so that was very kind of you to send. I appreciate it very much, and hopefully that was a great event. You can go back and watch it if you missed any of it. You can go back.
Yeah, the interviews were really good too. We talked to assistant coach Brett Johnston because head coach Travis Johnston had his 4th kid earlier in the day.
Well,
so,
come on, priorities.
I was going to say, I felt like that was a good enough excuse to not be in an interview with me, and then good with Coach Todd Johnston as well. So we've got all the Johnstons.
Yes. Okay. Well, you got to get them all represented on TV tonight. The Neighborhood on CBS. The Voice is on NBC, and the FIFA World Cup is today. Day 2 matchup: Senegal versus the Netherlands, England versus Iran, and the U.S. versus Wales. Who's on Monday Night Football tonight? Do you know?
It is the Cardinals and the Niners from Mexico City.
The Cardinals and the Niners from Mexico City. Today's highlight in history. This date in 1980, 87 people died in a fire at the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, which, by the way, completely changed the way that whole
What year was that?
resort looked. 1980. I'm sorry, 1980. In 1789, North Carolina became the 12th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. In 1967, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Air Quality Act. In 1980, an estimated 83 million TV viewers tuned in to find out who shot JR.
Wow.
83 million people in 1980.
Okay. Yep.
Am I allowed to give a spoiler or just keep it to myself?
Powering.
Are you ever going to go? Are you ever going to go back and binge watch Dallas, the original?
Okay, I was gonna say I had no idea what the show even was. So
You don't know? You don't know J.R. Ewing?
No.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
No, that was a little bit before my time.
And then a year ago today was when that tragedy happened in the Milwaukee Christmas parade. The Darrell Brooks, just got sentenced last week. Today's birthdays: Marlo Thomas is 85. Television producer Marcy Carsey is 78. Goldie Hawn is 77. Nicolette Sheridan is 59. Troy Aikman is 56. Ken Griffey Jr. is 53. Michael Strahan is 51. Carly Rae Jepsen is 37 today.
Pretty good trio of sports
Not
birthdays.
bad at all. In 1694, Voltaire was born. Stan Musial was born in 1920.
There you go. There's 4.
Gene Shepard was born in 1933. Dr. John in 1940. And Harold Ramis was born this date in 1944. Of course, Animal House, Stripes, Meatballs, Ghostbusters.
Wow.
So much good content.
He's what's his name? Ghostbusters, right? The guy with the glasses, right?
Yes, he is.
Egon, is that right?
Sure.
Have you never seen Ghostbusters?
I have. I haven't watched as
been a really
many
long
times as
time
maybe
for
some
me.
others have. Let's go to chart toppers from I believe this is 53. 1953. And Tony Bennett, number 1.
Yes,
with
Egon.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
Rags to Riches.
It is a little crazy though that when you hear that the kid is 53, right? Is that what it was?
53, yeah. He's still... If he's the kid, so am I, because I'm younger than him. Barely. Let's go to 1962, The Four Seasons. Of course, also heard the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
They don't cry.
My girl. Let's go to 1971. been a day or two ago. And the Shy-Lights. You youngins, well, if you're too young, you don't know the two different times this song was done. But MC Hammer did this song. Slowed things down after Hammer Time. But now he did Have You Seen Her?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen her?
Maybe to the park.
So the Shy-Lights did it originally in 71.
Have a seat on the same old bench.
Some good hats in that.
Excellent hats. Now I know what to get you for Christmas. 1980, Kenny Rogers, number one.
You have gone and made me such a fool.
Oh, Kenny. Wish I could play the whole thing today, but can't do that.
Oh, what a shame.
Let's go to 1989, and Bad English was number one. Bad English. Somebody wake up Bad English.
Do we really need to wake up Bad English? We talked about that last week. That it's not our
more as much as possible. When I see you smile, everything's alright.
When I see you smile, I can face the world.
I was going to do the Dixie Chicks Wide Open Spaces from 98. However, Alanis Morissette seems more appropriate for this week with Thank You.
not my favorite voice. I don't know. It's a very distinctive.
It's clear you were not alive in the year 1998.
Yes.
Well, I was.
Well,
well, not
alive
like
to
that.
enjoy voices. Timbaland, Apologize, number one in 07. And 2016, 21 Pilots with Heathen.
Tell me that you need me, then
number one in 2016. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says the work you do when you procrastinate is probably the work you should be doing for the rest of your life. The work you do when you procrastinate is probably the work you should be doing for the rest of your life. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes,